Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Dallas Cowboys have won 3 straight behind their quarterback, Dak Prescott, who gets ready to lead them here like he did on Thanksgiving, Charles. He threw for a season-high 289. Also had a very impressive touchdown run to cap the victory.
And it's interesting, Brandon. I saw the Cowboys 2 weeks ago against Atlanta. Able to talk with Dak, able to talk with Amari Cooper. Both of them talked about how close they felt they were to having a breakout. And it came on Thanksgiving Day because Cooper, 2 big touchdowns, long touchdowns after making catches, breaking tackles, making people miss. That's why they gave up a #1 pick for him, and he could be the difference in Cowboys winning a division title or not. And I love Dak Prescott's touchdown run. How great was that? Spinning out of trouble, weaving his way through the defense, and hurtling into the end zone.
Yeah, and then Zeke Elliott picks him up, drops him in the Red Kettle Bowl, and they get a penalty.
Yeah, the Salvation Army Bowl. How about that one? That was pretty good. Remember, that's Zeke's celebration, and this time, you know, he left a little change behind, left $21 to contribute to the cause.
His jersey number. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. And now a look at the Washington defense.
At corner is Josh Norman. I would think he'd want to quibble a little bit. Actually, you know, Josh would have a full discussion with the metrics people who say that maybe he's not the elite lockdown corner he thinks he is. He would say, ask all the receivers in the NFC East. They would think differently because a day against Josh Norman is a very difficult day for any receiver.
On second down, Elliott. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a 3rd down and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Airing it out for Hearns. It's caught at the 10. Touchdown, Cowboys. Allen Hearns, 51 yards. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. Not a bad way to start it.
And I think that that was part of their script because so many teams script their opening possessions. And whether it's just that possession or even deeper into the half, sometimes it's 15 to 30 plays. That had to be one in there where they call a shot play. Go for the big one, and they got it done.
So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Now here's Johnson. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So out comes the Redskins offense now onto the field. Bringing him out is their new quarterback in 2018. Of course, came over from Kansas City. It's the 14-year veteran Alex Smith.
And despite another terrific season from Alex Smith in Kansas City, he knew, Kansas City knew from the moment Patrick Mahomes was drafted, this day was going to come sooner rather than later. And now he goes to Washington and replaces Kirk Cousins. 2 different quarterbacks. Kirk Cousins a little more of the freewheeling sort. Alex Smith more deliberate, more controlled, but can still throw that dagger pass downfield.
On 1st and 10, Smith. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll make this a 2nd down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Now the first carry for Adrian Peterson. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
To throw on 2nd down is Smith. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 23. Smith. He'll go over the middle to Reed, complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sidelines thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
But just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
On 1st down, it's Smith. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. The dump off good for 8 there on 1st down.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So 2nd catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his run. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Adrian Peterson, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Redskins are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. Extra point good by Hopkins. And we are tied at 7. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run by Adrian Peterson. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2.